Welcome to another episode of the Battle Science Podcast, a Pokemon Go PvP podcast where we talk about Pokemon Go PvP. The Silph Arena Silph Arena, GBL, and the greater Pokemon Go topics as they relate to the PvP feature set within the game. I am one of your hosts, Steven, a.k.a. aBoyInTheWoods, joined as always by Jesse, a.k.a. RocketAdminJ.
How's everybody doing?
We are here on this kind of meh day outside. I can't tell if there's clouds or anything going on. At the end here of March 23rd, 2021. We got a show. We got a show for you. That show is brought to you by our Patreon producer, Winston the Champ. Winston the Champ, thank you for being a Patreon producer. You can be a Patreon producer as well. If you go to patreon.com/battlescience, you can back us at the $5 tier or higher and get your name read at the beginning of all of the content. Well, all of our podcasts. Try and do all of our content. Make it as consistent as possible. If you want to back us at a tier lower or a dollar amount lower than the $5 tier, you can back us at $1 or more and get access to the Battle Science After Dark podcast. That is a monthly podcast where we allow ourselves to swear and let loose a little bit versus what we do here. We just recorded the last Battle Science After Dark podcast, the one for March, here last week.
Yep.
Did we do that last week? Gosh, it's been a week. The core topics were TV shows, all of the TV shows we haven't seen, and some of the TV shows that we hate, and the Pokemon Go referral program that is in beta in Australia, and the sort of mixed thoughts and reactions to its announcement. We actually will talk a little bit about that here in today's episode, considering we have some more information as far as the benefits and structure of it, as well as some other events going on here in the next few days. April's Community Day, and the April Silph Arena Cup, the Prismatic Cup.
Very brave.
We've got some stuff to talk about.
Oh, look, shiny. That's going to be my text.
What?
For this cup. Oh, look, a shiny.
Oh, look, a shiny. Oh. I mean, because you can't use shinies, because then that might put it in another category.
I think you can still use shinies. You just have to have the base.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm joking around here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My one, biggest confusion is Snorlax is green?
I think it's considered black, because it's black and green.
What? It's not black at all.
We'll get to the colors once we get there.
I'm confused. What?
It's okay. It's okay.
Why would you hit me with such knowledge at the beginning of the podcast? Now I can't even. I can't
No!
even.
You're not allowed to do that.
I'm stuck. I've been stuck. I know Snorlax is in the black-green category, but it doesn't make sense that it would be classified as either black or green.
It's classified as black based off the original Pokedex description, just like how Charizard is red.
Dumb. AKA dumb.
Yeah.
Confusion persists. All right. So let's hop into the news roundup. Let me hit some buttons here.
Giddy up now. This is the news roundup.
Buttons have been hit. All right. Let's do this. PokemonGoLive.com. We have Weather Week 2021. Therian Form Thunderous brings rain and wind to the Weather Week. Trainers, as the Charge Up events fills the air with electricity, we're receiving forecasts of some wild weather on the horizon. We're excited to announce the first ever Weather Week event, during which Pokemon that enjoy rainy or windy conditions will be appearing more often in the wild. Date and time from Wednesday, March 24th, 2021. Excuse me as I have a mild case of interruptions, thanks to water. From
how appropriate.
Wednesday, March 24th, 2021 to Monday, March 29th, 2021, local times. Features. Cast form will be appearing more frequently in the wild throughout the event alongside other Pokemon that tend to appear when it's either rainy or windy, like Wingull and Ducklet. If you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny, rainy form cast form.
So,
Whack.
bullet point really quick.
Uh-huh.
This is the first time we're seeing an alternative form of cast form get a shiny outside the main series games. This is completely new. Cast form did not have shiny in its alternative forms.
Only normal form cast form got shiny. That was back in 2018?
Yeah.
Roughly?
But I mean, even from the main series games, shiny rainy cast form doesn't exist.
Wait, say that again?
In the main series games,
Uh-huh.
rainy, shiny cast form does not exist.
So wait, a shiny...
This is a brand new shiny for Pokemon Go exclusively.
Okay, so there is no shiny variant of... Hold on, I gotta go check some sprites here. You're blowing my brains here. Like
This is the first time that one of the forms of cast form gets a shiny.
Let's see. So
when it changes forms as a shiny, it does not get shiny in the main series games.
We're gonna go to Cerebi. We're gonna go to Ruby and Sapphire Pokedex. We're gonna go to... Where's my normals? No, seriously, where's my normals? There we are. Normal. This is a list of all normals, which is incredibly helpful. Thank you. Cast form. We're going to check some sprites here. So, shinies are the pink with the yellow goggles, or tan lines, I guess you could classify them as. Evolution chain. Let's see.
So none of those sprites, as you can see, change. They're all their normal colors.
Where... Let's see. What was the game? It was X and Y. We get those. We're going to go back to normal. We're going to go to find cast form. Should be hiding somewhere around here-ish. There we are. Cast form. Let's see. Alternate forms. So even if it was shiny, it would turn into the base form color?
Correct.
Huh. So this is so Pokemon Go gets a shiny exclusive.
Correct.
Whack.
I mean, they did with Meltan too, but...
Technically speaking, but you can't even get Meltan normal anyway.
In the normal games, no.
Battle Ram, this is your hydrate. I'm sorry. There we go. Hydrate consumed.
So it's safe to assume that they will also release the shinies for the other two forms after this one at some point.
Sunny and Snowy.
I haven't read too much into it, but I think it is locked out of Pokemon Home currently.
Huh. Well, I mean, it's not even officially released into the game yet.
Right.
Let's see. Probably. I don't know my time zones entirely well. So
I mean, I'm sure you could transfer it to Pokemon Home, but then it's stuck there.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. So it turns its little orb head into like what, green and blue?
Yeah.
So
Seahawk.
I guess so. Huh.
It's an appropriate one for us here in Washington.
With the rain and then the colors. Yeah. Psyduck, Poliwag, Swablu, or to continue back into the article here, Psyduck, Poliwag, Swablu, Drifloon, Mantike, Tympole, and Ducklet will be hatching from 5K eggs. The following Pokemon will be appearing in raids: Slowpoke, Tynamo, and more in 1-star raids, Swellow, Pelipper, and more in 3-star raids, Therian, Formy, Thundurus in 5-star raids, and Mega Houndoom, Mega Manectric, and Mega Abomasnow in Mega Raids. Complete event exclusive field research and timed research to encounter Pokemon like Rainy Form, Cast Form, and more. New spring themed avatar items will be available in the shop from Wednesday, March 24th to Saturday, March 27th, local time. Pokemon that enjoy rainy conditions like Vaporeon, Lotad, Stunfisk, and more will be appearing more frequently in the wild from Saturday, March 27th to Monday, March 29th. Pokemon that enjoy windy conditions like Skarmory, Taillow, Pidove, and more will be appearing more frequently in the wild. Bonus, catch Pokemon with Weather Boost to earn extra Stardust. As Weather Week concludes, Therian Formy Thundurus will be leaving 5-star raids, with Therian Formy Tornadus making its Pokemon Go debut afterwards. Then only Therian Form Elandorus will be left unaccounted for, so make sure to stay tuned for more details.
So does that mean they're not putting that out yet?
What do you mean?
The last part there.
They're going to do
only
2?
Therian Form, huh?
So you're wondering if they're only going to do 2 and then not the 3rd?
Yeah.
No, they'll do the 3rd.
Because the 3rd is the one everybody wants competitively.
Is it because it's what, a flying ground?
And it is one of the most broken competitive Pokemon
Whack.
in the main series games because of its aggressively good competitive stats.
I imagine Eric BN brings up a point that I would basically mirror. They just haven't released the dates yet. They haven't released the dates, and whatever event it's going to come out alongside just hasn't been announced yet.
Also, another bullet point on the bonus is the catch Pokemon with Weather Boost to earn extra Stardust. It has been officially confirmed via our friends in APAC that it has been bumped from a 1.25 to a 1.5 catch bonus.
Yay?
I mean, it's still better than 1.25.
Yeah. It's a nice little chunk. I haven't used a star piece in months. I just haven't been catching Pokemon consistently enough, even during community days, because I have to work all those days. I just haven't used a star piece. So,
from this event, I'm personally going to be going after the cast form. I'd like to try and get one. It's also a good opportunity to stock up on more for PvP. Wingull is definitely good in Great League. It does see some play in Ultra, but it does have to be XL.
Mm-hmm.
Wingull, by Wingull, I mean Toilet Bird, your favorite bird.
I hate you. Why?
And then as far as the raids, Dynamo, if you didn't get a good one during the last Charge Up event, it's something to burn a pass on if you're not going to be doing anything else. And then quickly, before we transition to another topic, it was announced today that Rayquaza will be coming back during Weather Week as well as a level 5-star raid boss.
Yay.
I know some people are... It's two-sided. Some people are excited because they don't have a Hundo or a Shiny yet, so it's a good chance for them to get one. A lot of people are upset because there's no Delta Rayquaza. There's no... I mean, it's getting Hurricane. Yeehaw. It's not already competitive. It's not great competitively, but I see this as an opportunity to, one, if you haven't completed your Catch 30 Dragon research, this is a good way to do it. Granted, it is behind a raid wall. And I openly invite any of you listeners or anybody here in the chat that we have a couple people in our lobby that I know want to try and do more Rayquaza. If you want to join our Discord plug, listed down below and also in the description for our podcast episodes, we have a raid lobby. You throw up a raid, you have a raid you want to do, you can ask people to help. Or if you're looking for it, people can tag you and invite you to raids as well. So if you are one of those people that is still looking for a Rayquaza, you want to try and farm XL Candy, or you just want to get your Catch 30 Dragons done, you're more than welcome to come join us in the lobby.
Yes, that is a good point of bringing up the dragons or reasonable raids. It's a legendary raid, so it is something that you do have to get a little bit of a party for. It's what?
I think 3 people can beat it safely without Weather Boost.
Okay, it's quad week to ice. So
yeah.
Let's see.
Bring those Piloswines.
Yes, yeah. Piloswines would be solid.
You also have Kyurem. Kyurem would be a good counter as long as it doesn't have the dragon moves.
Kyurem's not bad. I mean, maxed out Glaceons are gonna be okay. So
yeah. We have a few more ice options now.
Yes.
Galarian Darmanitan, if you have one, a good one.
Oh, that's a weird one. Yeah, I would not have. I don't even know if I have anything for that.
You could also just bring fairies too, because fairy have the resistance.
That's true.
Your Gardevoirs, your Togekiss.
Dragon type legendaries are often enough that having counters to them should be something you got. So
yeah,
bring them if you got them. Let's see. I kind of like this event. I don't know. It's a little bit refreshing, I guess. So
It's not
Ducklet.
a FOMO event, that's for sure.
No, yeah, I mean it's one of those ones that like isn't super crazy. I know from like where we are, it feels like the rainy cast form has seen a decrease in spawns.
Yeah.
Overall, although I think just overall we haven't had a ton of rain.
Yeah.
Recently, so
well, we've had rain, just the game doesn't correlate to how quickly it changes out here.
Yeah, that's true. Washington,
it's like it
weather
rains
is,
for 30 minutes and then it's sunny for 3 hours.
yeah, and all the while Pokemon Go says, "Oh, it's overcast, right?"
Just fun fact for anybody that doesn't know, you can actually click on the weather icon and you can report the weather.
Well, you can't report specific weather. You can report that it's quote unquote incorrect. Which really doesn't help a whole lot.
No, but it's funny.
Wait,
I'm going to report the weather. It's wrong.
It's saying it's partly cloudy right now, and I'm pretty darn sure it's overcast out there. So
report it.
Nice. I will right now.
Did I ever tell you the story about what we did on EV Community Day?
Oh, no, yeah, I was there because like a massive number of players were just like, this is incorrect, and then it updated, and then
like
gave the,
on half of the hour, like half past the hour.
Yeah, it updated to like give weather boost or something.
Yeah,
it's like nice.
We had enough people. I was walking up to people, and I'm like, hey, it's raining in game. You should report that as incorrect. And people were like, why? And I was like, because we can change the weather, and it worked.
Honestly, I really do want midsummer. We're all vaccinated. Another EV doubleheader day, community day.
I mean, if you haven't seen that beautiful splash art loading screen that they've changed to, Sylveon is in the picture.
Show me what you got. Give me that. Let's see. Yes, I think the rainy cast form as a water type has some play within PvP. So
it's actually one of the few types that has good coverage with weather ball and thunder,
and just being a solo water type.
Yeah.
Poliwag's interesting, although these are from 5K eggs.
Yeah, I didn't mention the eggs because it sucks that they're stuck in eggs.
Yeah.
Battleram, come get us for that weekend.
Let's see. Yeah, the 1-star raids, Tynamo. I'm going to look out for Tynamo because I didn't get a good one, although it also doesn't seem to be super fantastic for PvP either, so...
No, it's just one that if I have to burn a raid pass, I'll use it on that.
The ones to look out for here are going to be Stunfisk during the first half of the event, and then Skarmory for the second half of the event. And this is something a number of people have been talking about. So if you want to try and look out for some XL candy, those are ones to look out for.
Eric Bien says its attack animation is hilarious.
I believe I've seen it. It's like a really, really quick, but it also like doesn't loop well at all. So
are we talking Tynamo?
I think Electros.
Okay, I haven't evolved mine yet.
Yeah, it's got.
I'll have to come back and check that.
Just go watch a YouTube video of someone playing it. It's a goofy animation.
Is it okay?
It's a bit goofy. All right, topic number 2. Invite your friends to enjoy Pokemon Go and earn rewards together. Again, PokemonGoLive.com. Let's see. Update as of 3/17, 2021. The Pokemon Go referral feature is now available to trainers in Australia. Stay tuned for more information on when the feature will be available in your region. Trainers were excited to announce that a referral program will soon be coming to Pokemon Go. When you refer a friend to enjoy Pokemon Go, whether it's their first time playing or they're returning after a break, they'll receive rewards like Pokemon encounters, raid candy, incubators, and more as they hit milestones on their adventure, and so will you. Like other features we've launched in the past, we will be tuning the referral program over time in order to make the process as easy and exciting as possible. Trainers in Australia will be the first to receive referral codes that they can share with friends. Stay tuned for more information as we roll out this exciting new program. We hope you are enjoying playing Pokemon Go together.
Check out that image I sent to you on Discord.
I was wondering the things grouped up. Oh, okay, cool. I was going to ask what the if you had a link to this. So we have the rewards are shown here. This is excellent. So referral code quests, hatch 3 eggs. The first one I'm going to read off is the referrer, the existing trainer. the person that is referred to play the game will be the second item I read out here. I'm just going to breeze right through this. Hatch 3 eggs. The rewards are a Galarian Farfetch'd, and 1 rare candy. Win a raid for a Bagon and a premium raid pass. Catch 50 Pokemon for a regular Darmanitan, and a super incubator.
Yep.
Defeat 3 Team Go Rocket grunts for a Charizard for both. Hatch 20 eggs, a Dino and a Chansey. Give Buddy 50 treats for a Gibble and 5 rare candy. Defeat a Team Go Rocket leader for, I don't know what Pokemon's Mega
Blastoise energy.
Mega Blastoise. They really need to make those color coded because it's really dumb that I have no idea what Mega Energy.
Yeah, that or like put a little picture of the starter on it.
Yeah, I have no idea what Mega Energy I'm getting when I spin a stop and the reward is Mega Energy. It's really helpful. Thanks, guys. Win 3 raids.
How do you think colorline people feel?
No, I mean, because the color doesn't even, I mean, they're in the same spot that I am in.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating, I imagine. Win 3 raids, premium raid pass, and a Lapras. Catch 1,000 Pokemon for 3 incense or 3 premium raid passes. Trade 5 Pokemon is 10 Pidgey stickers. Make 2 new friends for 10 Pikachu stickers. Win 20 raids is 5 super incubators and 3 super incubators. Make 100 nice throws for 2 super incubators and a Snorlax. Earn 50 candies walking with Buddy, 30 rare candy, and 5 premium raid passes. And visit Pokestop 30 days in a row for a mysterious Pokemon encounter.
It hasn't been 30 days. So
that makes sense. That makes sense a lot.
So part of the referral program here, and this nice laid out diagram is from Zoe Two Dots, is that they can't have played for 90 days.
Right. So we went into some more details in the Battle Science After Dark. I'll try and keep my overall thoughts here brief. It's cool, I guess. As long as this doesn't stack, as long as you can't refer 2 people and get double the rewards, which from what I can tell doesn't seem to be the case. I'm not upset that somebody can get these encounters. At this point, looking at like the couple of things that are the biggest sort of wins for this are quite a number of super incubators, which is nice, but a number of events and research. A number of events and research have been giving super incubators, so you're able to get a couple of those just by playing the game anyway. The stickers, who cares? Honestly, the stickers are some of the least attractive things here. The Dino and Gibble rewards, while those would be normally rare spawns, we've seen them show up in events. And the other thing is these are research, so they're IVs for, you have a chance at the hundos for Ultra League and for raids and such. But in the grand scheme of looking at either Great League or Ultra, it doesn't, you're looking for the hundo for Master. The overall IVs you're going to look for are going to be not as good for Great and Ultra League. The other benefit is they're only 1 encounter, so you might get some Mega or XL candy from this. God, there's so many resources. You're going to get some XL candy from this, but you're not getting a constant resource. Right. So in the grand scheme of things, it's not the biggest deal. I don't think
it's one extra encounter.
Yeah, the one bizarre thing is that some of this is, it's more advantageous for the referrer rather than the referred. So that the new player doesn't get as much resources as the existing player, which seems a little bit counterintuitive considering the new player is probably a lower level and has less of a healthy collection of Pokemon or useful collection of Pokemon, that this seems less
All those
good for
items
them.
seem like, here, we're going to give you a taste of something that you could get addicted to with rare candies, raid passes, and incubators.
Yeah, honestly, I would honestly like to see the rewards switched.
Yeah, I would definitely say it would be a much better incentive if they were switched.
So that's the first one's free. yeah. I think as long as these don't stack, because like if you are able to complete one and then refer somebody else and then get another stack, then I think there's your problem.
Another incentive too, if those rewards got switched, if you have someone that's not best friends, you could steal the dragons from them and get better PvP IVs.
Yes. Well, yes, but you're always, as with catching them in the wild or hatching them from eggs or getting them from event research or whatever, you're still always, the trade is the
just
random
as
roll.
much of a gamble as getting it from the research.
It's the spin the wheel.
Yep.
Always. So honestly, I'm not super against it, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it makes some sense in this, but it's not.
It's not breaking the game like everybody was afraid it would, unless it stacks like we fear.
Yeah, unless it stacks. And the other thing to keep in mind, because
these aren't like immediate things either.
these aren't immediate. These, like, catch 1,000 Pokemon you can do in a couple of days, sure, but that's work. Win 20 raids you can do in a couple days, but again, it's work. Earn 50 candies walking with your buddy.
That's a minute.
Yeah, that's some time. And then visit a Pokestop 30 days in a row. It's doable, but one day skipping and you gotta start from scratch. So it's, again, not the worst, but it's also not like the best. The other thing to keep in mind is this is a feature that they are testing out in Australia. The one other time that sticks in my head that they've done this in the past is they did it with the Pokecoin rework. They tested it. They made some tweaks. They ended the test. We've heard nothing from it since. So, honestly,
this could be all for naught.
This could be in the same boat of they test it, they tweak it a little bit, they end the test, we hear nothing about it again.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We're talking about Niantic here. Much as I think that they're making them, we're seeing good strides, and in the health of the game, given the circumstances, the game is doing fairly well, and they're making money and they're making progress. And we don't have a topic here on it, but they're working with Nintendo to make a Pikmin AR game, which is,
I'm excited,
a really cool idea, and also another game that brings in another crowd of players that can help push this technology and further the development and the overall resources that Niantic would have to work with on these kinds of games and technology. They're good things. It is progress, but we are talking about Niantic here. This could be.
Speaking of Niantic and your feelings about them, what a transition!
Oh my gosh, this is the get ready to skip ahead if you don't want to hear me rant. God,
I'll timestamp it for you.
No, I'm not timestamping this for you. Actually, no, I can hit the split button. All right, so split button hit. We're 29 minutes and 40 something seconds in. I will not insert a time code. So we'll have time codes like in the description and stuff, but there's no like audio time code that I'm going to edit in because we don't edit here. You ain't going to find any edit in here, boy. April's.
Right, well, let's read through the article first and then we'll share our opinions.
Snivy stars during April Community Day. No, Eric, you cannot fast forward through this if you're listening live. Go take 20 minutes, go listen to something else, go turn on the news or take a walk and then come back. Trainers,
He comes back and we're still talking about it.
Trainers, the featured Pokemon for this April's Community Day will be Snivy, the grass snake Pokemon. Date and time, Sunday, April 11th, 2021 from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. local time. Features, Snivy will be appearing more frequently in the wild. If you're lucky, you may encounter a shiny one. Evolve Servine, the evolution of Snivy, during the event or up to 2 hours afterwards to get a superior that knows the attack Frenzy Plant. Take a few snapshots during Community Day for a surprise. Oh my god, if it's not a Snivy, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. There will be a special one-time purchase Community Day box available for 1,280 Pokecoins featuring 50 Ultra Balls, 4 star pieces, 4 Mossy Lure modules, and an Elite Charge TM.
So that's actually the first time that box has caught my attention.
Mossy Lures and star pieces?
Yeah.
I might. Nope. Nope. You know what? I'm not going to spend that money. Nope. Let's see. For $1 or the equivalent pricing tier in your local currency, you'll be able to access the Snivy Community Day exclusive special research story, Snivy in the Sunshine. Stay tuned for when tickets for the Snivy in the Sunshine special research story go live. Tickets are non-refundable, subject to applicable law and exceptions set forth in the terms of service. Please note that this special research will not include an in-game medal. Bonuses: 3 times Catch Stardust. Incense activated during the event will last for 3 hours. Please be aware.
3 times Catch Stardust.
Yeah, I'll nut to that. Nope, hold on, I turned it off. It was already on.
Nut.
Okay. All right. Let me turn it off now so I'm not like draining battery or anything. All right, we've gotten through it. Jesse, do you want to give your opinions first before I drive a semi truck through this podcast?
So I never got the shiny Snivy when it first came out. I don't understand the saltiness of the players that have it and think that it's being devalued. You knew this was coming.
It's Pokemon Go.
Why are you upset?
Pokemon Go, the shinies shouldn't be valued at all. Really? Because they're a lot more common than, I mean,
for those people that were holding on to them, it's like,
you knew this was coming.
You knew this was coming.
If you didn't think this was coming, what are you thinking? I want to
I think that's the general consensus of everyone that was able to get a shiny was, I'm not going to be able to trade this because it'll be coming.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
There was no FOMO in that event. It was just, if I happen to get it, I happen to get it.
I would like to meet you and do a on the top of your head and be like, what's going on in there?
As far as the event goes, here in Western Washington, getting sunny weather in April is like rolling a D20 and hoping you crit.
That's gonna be weird.
Because literally in this state, April has seen every form of weather possible.
Oh yeah, we
had snow last year in April.
Please,
so
I mean, don't give us that, but also please give us that.
I'm hoping that we have sunny weather because I think it's and I think it's going to go into what you're going to talk about. It's the first starter Pokemon we have had since, you said it was January last year?
January of 2020, before the pandemic, with Piplup. Yes.
So it has been almost a year and some change since we have had a starter month. I'm excited. I'm excited for the 3 times Stardust. Competitively, I looked it up today from PV Poke. Thank you for the legwork on it. Ultra League and Master Leagues, it doesn't really see much play.
It's okay.
And yeah, it's just okay. Venusaur definitely dominates it out of the top grass spot because of its utility and coverage. Does Frenzy Plant make it better? Yes, but it also still is pretty squishy. It's kind of the case of, say, Empoleon versus Swampert. There's things that perform better than it, but it has its uses in certain instances. The shiny is pretty dope looking. If you haven't seen it, Google it.
It's I mean, it's a vanilla grass type Pokemon. Its moveset already is solid.
Yeah, it's got your core grass type moveset.
Yeah, so it's got, what is it? Is it Bullet Seed?
I think it's Vine Whip.
Vine Whip, which is solid. And then currently has what? Aerial Ace and
Leaf Tornado.
Leaf Tornado, and then Grass Knot, I think.
Yeah.
So it getting Frenzy Plant.
It's essentially another Sceptile, but it doesn't have Earthquake.
Well, I mean Sceptile, but Sceptile also has what? Dragon Claw, and doesn't it also have Bullet Seed?
Yeah.
And Sceptile just has a more broad moveset, and it's got like Fury Cutter or something. So like Sceptile just has more
Leaf Blade.
That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, Sceptile just has a better stat-wise, I think it's worse. I'm just going off of pure knowledge.
So competitively, it's a good back pocket Pokemon because there's going to be cups where it might be allowed in where other instances of grass types might not.
Mm-hmm.
Is it something to go crazy for? If you're not going crazy for Stardust, then no.
If you have too much Stardust, 1, how? 2, good for you, and 3, you can play a little bit, but in the long run, like this is
going to be a great day to stock up on Stardust.
Yes.
If you are concerned about Stardust. I know a couple of our local players are now reaching the levels where they need to max 3 things out.
Yeah.
And they realize, oh, all these special trades that I do every other day has killed my Stardust amount, and I don't have enough.
That doesn't help. Just because you can do a special trade a day doesn't mean you should do a special trade a day.
40? Okay. Here we go. I'm going to do some math really quick. Are you ready?
Yes.
If I do a special trade every day, 40,000 Stardust, let's say a new shiny.
Okay.
At Best Friends, times 31. That is 1,240,000 Stardust every month.
Say that one more time.
1,240,000
Stardust a month.
Yeah, for special trades.
But if you're doing that, you're also playing daily a reasonable amount, I would say. Wait, so that's 31 new shinies a day? Or 31 new shinies a month? That's, I mean, 1, that's not possible, but 2, just because like at that point you would, I imagine, have all of the shinies.
But that's at the highest point possible.
Right, yeah. At that point you're also playing the game daily, I would say, more hardcore than I, and you shouldn't be having a Stardust issue. So, I mean, you can do those comfortably, but you're not going to have an excess of Stardust. So
TLDR, of my opinion, I think it's a good community day. It's a starter. Everyone's excited. It's triple Stardust for those of us that are playing competitively or have issues holding on to Stardust.
Yeah.
Because that XL Diggersby isn't going to feed itself.
Boy, it needs a lot. It's hungry. It's a hungry. We hungry. That's a
all right. Take it away, sir.
Fast and Furious reference. We hungry. Oh, Lickitung too. Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot. There's a lot of reasons to spend Stardust. Those reasons being Pokemon. All right. So it has been, let's see, what, 14 months? 14 months. 14 months? 15 months. Math. It's been over a year since we've had a starter community day. Let me actually pull up the list of community days we've had. Let's see. So January was Piplup. February of 2020 was Rhyhorn. We skipped March and went to Abra in April. Seedot in May. Weedle in June. Ghastly in July. Magikarp in August. Porygon in September. Charmander for a rerun. Charmander again for October. Electabuzz and Magmar in November. December was the Community Day celebration. Machop in January, Roselia in February, Fletchling this past month, and Snivy is going to be in April. So we have skipped a month. We had a double 1 month. December Community Day. I don't really know where I'm going with this. Of all of the of all of the Pokemon to come back to, Community Day Pokemon is something that we have been expecting for a while, or something that we've, as a player base, have been wanting for a while. To basically go back to the every other month. Randall brings up, does that mean Tepic in June? To go back to the every other month of the starter Pokemon, which I honestly don't think they'll go back to the every other month. I think that's too often. I think they might do 2 months in between, just so that they can stretch out the Community Day sort of schedule for the starters. But to go back to a starter in April of 2021, when not only is the U.S. going through another potential spike in COVID cases, and the world continuing to go through more COVID cases, I think Snivy is arguably, I would say, at the sort of 0 to 10 ranking of Pokemon that people are excited for Community Days. Snivy's at around a 9, because this means we're getting back to starters. We're getting back to really solid statted Pokemon with really fantastic moves. The 3 starters getting Blast Burn, Hydro Cannon, and Frenzy Plant are marquee moves. Now, realistically, things like Sceptile, not fantastic. Superior is reasonable stats. It's something that if you miss it, oh no, you're not missing a meta-breaking Pokemon, but you are missing a very solid Pokemon. With the bonus of 3 times Stardust is, in my opinion, a rather poor choice in Niantic's sort of options here. I say that from looking at the Kanto Tour event as a solid event without the overlooming concern of COVID-19 and a global health crisis. If you look at that event works very well if you're out and about, but we are still dealing with a global pandemic. Snivy Community Day is a community day that we come back to once we've dealt with COVID-19 better, because it's incredibly relevant. Realistically, it's not a new shiny. I understand that, but it's a shiny that everyone's going to want, everyone's going to expect, because it's a starter. So it does play a little bit odd in that its shiny has already been released. Some people do already have it. But you're looking at a very solid performer. You're looking at 3 times Stardust, which if you put an incense at home, you really limit your overall spawns. It's going to be better. You're going to see better results if you go out and catch Pokemon at, your local park or something.
And especially in our area with how the weather's been, there's been a lot of people out.
Yes. So, and you're also, if you go out to maximize during this time, you're also putting yourself at risk. And from what I'm seeing here, this is Niantic, I would say, too early, putting out incentives for people to put themselves at risk. Now, I know we have masks. I know the rollout of the vaccine is happening, but I still think it's too soon. Now, I've been beating the drum of being safe, social distance. The Pokemon, the overall game doesn't work well in a pandemic. It is a health and fitness app with a Pokemon RPG put on top of it. It is oh goodness gracious, I'm going to piss Jesse off with this one. It is is it the Railgun Tortoise, which is a Yu-Gi-Oh card of video games. You have slapped a Pokemon RPG onto a health and fitness app.
I don't know whether I should be upset that I know what that is or not.
I need to go dig out that card because that card was one of my favorites. The art of it is fantastic. I think this is a very poor decision. Does that mean I'm not going to go out and play it? No, I'm going to go play it. And I'm probably going to put myself at risk. I really wish I had access to the vaccine here in Washington. I don't. I still don't qualify. I'm not going to bend the rules and say that I am quote unquote an essential worker. I work in a retail space. I still don't qualify for the vaccine. I could lie in the survey and say I work with older people, which technically there are older people that come into the retail location in which I work at. Everyone's masked up. Everyone's trying to social distance. I could lie and try and go get the vaccine so that I would be safer. Other people need it. The system currently doesn't allow me to. I'm still going to go out and play this event. I'm going to try and go out, still social distance, find some spots, and catch as many Pokemon as I can because I want to get Stardust. What?
I was going to say, I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Uh-huh.
Looking at the splash art here on the picture,
Uh-huh.
I kind of want to just go find an open field and go play.
So it's, I think the rewards. I mean, maybe I'm painting myself as a bad guy here and saying,
no, you're being incredibly realist. Like this is something people need to realize is Niantic's not taking responsibility for your well-being.
So it's on me to be aware and do what I can to be healthy here. And that is something that I'm willing to do, but also the pattern that I'm seeing here or what I'm seeing here between the Kanto Tour event and then this community day and potentially the next community day is that Niantic doesn't want us to be in the pandemic anymore. They don't want people to be playing at home anymore. Or they want to more incentivize people to go out, which is a risk. Do I blame them? No, we've been in this situation for do I blame them for wanting people to go out? I'm very mixed. I am both disappointed. I am slightly angry. But I'm also a player of this game and somebody that has lived in a state with number of outbreaks that has dealt with pandemic and quarantine for the last 13, 14, 15 months. So I am frustrated. I would like to go safely play Pokemon Go with my friends, fully take advantage of this event. I feel like I can't. There are going to be plenty of players. Exactly. There are going to be plenty of players that are in worse cases than I am, that are dealing with stricter lockouts, that are dealing with crazier scenarios in their home areas. I'm looking at you, Florida. I'm looking at you, Texas, where tons of college kids for spring break just went out and didn't give a single care and are seeing spikes. They're seeing required curfews. They're seeing more and more just of local communities trying to keep this reasonable, and they can't. And I see Niantic doing this for April Community Day, and I think it's too soon. I think at this point I've run all around my point, tried to cover. I've done like the poorest job of covering my thoughts like a toddler trying to mow the lawn.
That's a good analogy.
I'm just really darn frustrated that I understand where they're coming from of we want to put out good events. We want to incentivize people to go out and play, but we're not there yet. We're just not there yet. So
to be fair, it is Snivy. It's not
It's
not Dino. It's not Gibble.
It's not Dino. It's not Gibble. But as I was saying, this is a 8 or 9 on a scale of 10. Dino and Gibble are the impossible 11s that we'll probably never get because those are too amazing. Those Pokemon, I mean, Dragonite's just not good enough, I think, because of moveset, and its flying type just doesn't help it. But things like Gibble and Dino perform on a level above Dragonite that if they ever got community days, if they ever got community day moves, if their shinies ever got more common, then that is when the player base riots and says, you're devaluing what you've released before and what I currently have. Those are on a level. If we saw Dino or Gibble on a community day for April, or we saw Dino or Gibble for a community day in May, that is the point in which I will full stop, come out and basically as little as people give a care about our Twitter, I come out, public response to Niantic, say, this is unacceptable. We are getting to the point where if say May, hypothetical, say May comes out and it's Dino Community Day, or more reasonably, Gibble Community Day. Full stop. Say something. I will say something. I will be unabashed in saying that is the worst decision they can possibly make. I don't care if we are 80% vaccinated. We're not there yet. We have not rounded the corner. We are still in a global health crisis. Once we get past that point, then it makes sense. But if they go as far as that to try and they're not trying to bring players back. Like, this is a great community day with great bonuses. There's no reason for them to try and bring players back because we've seen in the middle of this global pandemic, they have seen record profits.
Yeah, they don't have any money problems.
They're not worried about bringing players back and trying to get more money out of it, other than they're a corporation and they always want to see more profits. The corporations only want ups. They never want downs. They're only ever going to please capital. You only please capitalism with infinite growth, with constant growth, never with downs. And so, sure, they might be trying to bring in new players, but there's no reason for them currently to double down and try and bring more players into a fitness and wellness app that has Pokemon RPG mechanics on top of it, that is best played with other people out and about. There is no reason for them to push that currently. I see no reason to go that far. So, thank you, Metroid Hunter, for redeeming a hydrate. I think that's about the end of my poorly scripted TED Talk.
I think to safely end our opinion on Community Day, if you are one of the people that are able to go out, and you do plan on going out, like Niantic says in each of their descriptions, please be aware of your surroundings. Please be respectful to your other community players, and just take care of yourself. Don't overdo it.
If you're fully vaccinated, stick your vaccination card on your chest so that I will judge you infinitely less. Still wear a mask, because from what I've heard, even though you can't be affected by COVID with the vaccine, you can still spread it. It also just makes sense. You're not above. You shouldn't feel like you're above other people because you're vaccinated. So, going around coughing on people, be like, don't worry, I'm vaccinated. Don't be that kind of a-hole. Don't be that kind of person. Still wear a mask. Still social distance when you can. I just can't.
Let's get through this together. We've already been in it in a year. Let's nip this in the butt and move on.
Let's try and complete this in 2 years and not have to deal with further social distancing into a third year. All right, I'm going to hit split here. That means that we're done talking about this. Ooh, 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 ooh. That means we get to go into the
Welcome to the meta-analysis.
meta-analysis. Going into the meta-analysis. Jesse, you ready for the meta-analysis?
I'm ready to be bedazzled.
Ooh, that would be fun. I don't have a bedazzler. Do you think we could get like the lab coats bedazzled with the Battle Science logo? I'm so down
Maybe.
for it. I'm surprised I haven't seen anyone do any plays on, what is it, Pink Floyd's? Is it Pink Floyd's self-titled album that has
I
the
think
prism?
so.
I'm surprised I haven't seen any jokes or memes of that in the on Twitter or anything. It's the Prismatic Cup. I'm gonna stop sort of like inadvertently beating around the bush here. Dark Side. Oh, yep, it's Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah, I don't know much about classic rock, so as I've demonstrated, I don't know much about movies and TV. Movies and TV via our Battle Science After Dark episode. Classic rock and stuff is also something that I never listened to a ton as a kid. I'm not against listening to it. It plays at work and it's solid.
So for anybody tuning in or listening, this is going to be a lengthy discussion. Buckle up.
Is it a lengthy discussion? It's going to be weird.
Yes.
This one's weird.
It's very open.
This one's whack. Let me finish crunching on what are these called? The rye chip from Chex Mix. So good.
Not sponsored.
No. God, I wish. Who makes Chex Mix?
Isn't that Nabisco?
I'm looking. General Mills. General Mills, if you're listening. Boy, howdy. I will talk about your cereal and Chex Mix and snacks and stuff. Oh, boy. Will I? You got to pay me, though. At least Chex Mix. Could be better if we were sponsored.
It tastes like not sponsored.
Tastes like non-sponsored. All right. April's Global Cup, the Prismatic Cup. Cup. Are you ready for some cups? Get ready for a new challenge beginning April 1st. Maybe April 2nd, because April 1st is going to be, I don't know how many people are going to be.
Surprise, no tournament.
Surprise, yeah. When it comes to a new chance to prove your skill and increase your global and local player ranking, with it comes, I'm misreading. The Prismatic Cup, based on the dazzling spectrum of powerful Pokemon, follows the same basic rules as the Silph Arena Global Cup. But this month comes a special twist. Here's what you need to know. Each month, Silph Arena holds a month-long cup-themed PvP tournament. Blah, 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 blah. 1,500 CP. You're looking at Great League. Recommended, or Great League requirements. Team of 6, as always. If they made it a team of 9, I would freak out. Make it weird. Team of 6, Great League, of course. Full spectrum of Pokemon. Each slot on your team must be selected from a whitelisted set of Pokemon based on their color. Colors are based on their classifications on Bulbapedia. Okay, I get using Bulbapedia because it's like a Wikipedia-esque thing. Can we use Cerebi? Can we reference Cerebi? Joe Merrick, can we reference the amount of work he puts in? I imagine Cerebi also has the Pokemon colors. So,
Before you jump into these pools of colors, do you want to look at the infographic and we'll run down the colors?
Infographic. What infographic?
The one above.
Right. Here we go. April 1st through 30th. Pick one each. So you have 6 slots. You must choose a Pokemon from each of these available lists. Blue. Red. One slot must have a yellow or white Pokemon. Green and black are together. Brown and pink are together. And purple and gray are together. The colors not on this list that are in the rainbow, I'm seeing orange. And I think that's it. Unless you're looking at like Roy G. Biv, in which case purple is the combination, or purple and pink are your indigo and violet. But, if you want to be specific, then we'll have that conversation later. If you want to talk about colors, we'll talk about that later. Megas are banned as almost always so far. I'll be very surprised when we see megas. And shadows are banned for this. So this is the first time we've seen a shadow ban
in a while.
A couple of months.
At first glance, when I saw this cup, I was like, oh, they took Rose Cup and Voyager and pushed them together.
I'm going to put it out here now. I'm hoping this ain't going to be a Ferocious 2.0. Because this has some weird whitelist shenanigans going on, and I don't think we see quite the sort of separation of the wheat from the chaff here that we might have seen in Ferocious. I think it's just broad enough, and I think we've seen enough new Pokemon come in and perform well enough. But I don't know. It's just always in the back of my mind, just sort of like whispering, like, what if it was like Ferocious? What if this was Ferocious 2.0? And I just can't get it out of my head.
So one key thing to point out about this cup is it is very whitelisted. And for a complete list of Pokemon that you can use, check out sylph.gg/cup/prismatic. They have the full whitelist of what is available for every color. No thinking outside the box. It's here is your grocery list. This is what you got to pick from.
Yes. Here is what is it's not like Amazon or eBay where you can look for weird stuff. You're at PCC, you're at your grocery store, you're at your corner store. You can look for Cheez-Its. You might find Cheez-Its, but you're going to have a limited selection of flavors and then some of the off-brands. But you ain't going to find the crazy stuff. So you've got options, but they're rather limited. Speaking of which, weird twist. It's like you're looking for Cheez-Its and you can't find the like sharp cheddar jalapeno or whatever flavor. The one thing that I want to point out, because I pointed it out in a couple of other little chats here and there, in the blue, Samurott does not exist. Duat exists. Oshawott not here, not surprisingly, but Samurott does not exist here, and I honestly don't know why.
Maybe we should tweet at Sylph and ask them.
Yes. Actually, I'm going to do this right now. Do we want to go through the full whitelist? Do we want to read those speed round or no?
I think maybe pointing out key things, but I think you have another article that kind of highlights that if you wanted to bring that up.
The one other thing to note is that PV Poke, while having all of the rankings, does also have the checkboxes for each individual category. So you can
saw that. I was really impressed.
You can search by specific colors, or you can reclassify the rankings with only specific colors. So if you're looking for something within the green and black, you can select that, and then you can see the same order in which, or the same rankings still apply. It's just removed all of the blue, red, yellow and white, brown and pink, and purple and gray eligible Pokemon from the list. So you can see that Snorlax is number 1, Flygon is number 2, Munchlax is 3, Chestnut is at 13, Whimsicott's at 18, but you only see those green and black eligible Pokemon.
I also played around with the team builder today, and it's the same way with Voyager. Mm-hmm. If you pick a slot 1, in team builder it's put down into slots, but if you pick your black and green, like let's say you go Snorlax, which is obviously one of the more popular options in this cup, it'll then list what else you can add to the team, but it'll remove anything from that color group so you can't choose it again.
Excellent.
So huge shout out to PV Poke, all the legwork that he's done for us to make this simplified, essentially.
Yes. So the one thing to note here, or the one extra thing to note here, is Jerry Seawolf is actually taking this month off. I don't blame him, because this is like Open Cup, but it's like Open Cup meta because there's no one type that's going to over-dominate. All types are available here. On top of that, there's such a large availability, and then the team building restraints of 1 per color category is such a bizarre constraint for team building that trying to put together a Nifty or Thrifty for this would be nigh impossible.
He would essentially be writing an article for every Pokemon available.
Just about. He would be having to write a Nifty or Thrifty for each category, but then it would have to then correspond with every other category on wins and losses and what makes sense for which. Because there's such a wide variety of reasonable performers in each category that it just gets weird. It just gets weird.
If you've ever used his articles in the past, go DM him or give him a tweet, give him a mention, thank him for his hard work, and tell him he needs the month off.
Well, he's also said that he is looking to put out, if anyone has any guides or anything for the Prismatic Cup, and they don't normally get a whole lot of coverage, to tweet at him and link him with any of their resources so that he can use his follower base to sort of amplify the visibility of articles and stuff. So
big shout out to him.
Yeah.
Thank you for all the hard work.
And I do not blame him for not, one, taking this month off, and two, not, if he doesn't want to do this one, I wouldn't want to do this. I would not want to cover this in a text-based article format. The only reason we're able to talk about this in a podcast is because we're basically just shooting from the hip here because it's so weird. All right. The one thing that I have looked at, I did watch I think it's a 16-minute video of, I've got it up here. It is PvP Steve. It is a 16-minute, 47-second long video of his Prismatic Cup meta simplified, which you're giggling is, I don't know, is it his arrows? They're not straight arrows. He hand draws.
It's expert level art.
It is. It breaks down really weird. Of course, it is also, we're basically looking at an open cup format. The meta itself is open cup with some restrictions because, of course, let's see. The big exclusions here are things like Swampert is gone. Most, if not all, legendaries are gone, I believe. Legendaries and mythicals are out. What
was one of the ones I was looking at today? Talonflame is still in, though.
Talonflame is in.
Hypno is still in.
Hypno is in. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like the big counter users.
Azu's not available.
Is Machamp out?
G-Fisk is not available. Machamp is not available.
Neither of the Stunfisks are available to my knowledge. They would show up
Machoke's
here,
available, though.
Machoke, good for you. Let's see. What else is huge? I'm going to go to the Great League here and see. Metacham's gone.
Scrafty's gone.
Altaria's gone. Sablei's gone. Scrafty, which is something that I would love to get an opportunity to use. Wobbuffet. I think most things that are like super key with XL don't really show up. So I think Wobbuffet's
No Diggers
gone.
B.
No Diggers B. So
you know which one I'm upset about?
I'm okay with
no
that.
Wobbuffet.
Yeah, let us
Come
use
on,
Wobbuffet.
Sylph.
I mean, it's chunky. Let us use.
I want to run it. I want my 200 and something Stardust to be relevant.
So breaking it down as far as this is a really weird meta to start team building. So I think
Yes.
the key thing that I'm taking away from PvP Steve's video here, and I hope most people sort of start out with, is that your counter users are going to be key, because counter is such a good move that it is a great place to start. The benefit is that your counter users can help format the rest of your team on what you want to use and what you're looking for coverage. So your main counter users here, Lucario, Hitmontop, Blaziken, and Sudowoodo. Each of them have... I mean, Donphan has counter, sure.
It also has charm.
It also has charm, Sure. But is it going to perform in a really dominant role like
No.
these counter users? No. So each one of these plays in a bit of a different role, be it their overall moves or their overall types, or their coverage moves or their types. So Sudowoodo is going to have access to, is it Rock Slide?
Yep. Rock Slide, Earthquake, and Stone Edge.
So it's got some great anti-fire, and it's got some great anti-flying coverage. Blaziken with the fire with Blaze Kick. It is.
You also got Legacy, or you got Brave Bird as an option too.
Brave Bird as an option. Legacy Stone Edge. It's. I mean, does it get to Stone Edge? It's got great opportunities as a very hard counter to grasses, steels, and ices. Hitmontop, I don't really know much about Hitmontop. So, Jesse, what is Hitmontop good at? Is it just a good counter user?
It's a lot. It plays a lot similar role like Quagsire. It drops nuke moves if your opponents aren't respectful, and if your opponents are respectful and block the Stone Edge or close combat, it depletes them of shields for whatever you have in the back. You either, in my experience, you either run Hitmontop as a lead as a mark to get out shields, or you run it in a back as a closer.
And then the final on this list of counter users that are showcased here in PvP Steve's video or infographic is Lucario. And I very much question Lucario's overall performance. One, because it is fighting steel and it gets a lot more weaknesses and a lot more common weaknesses with that steel type. It also just isn't a very bulky Pokemon. It's rank 5 on PvPoke. Now
its main role is beating Snorlax.
Yeah,
That's really what it is.
It's overall a reasonable performer. Again, it's something that we don't really talk about a whole lot, is that PvPoke really crunches a lot more numbers than what you'll realistically see.
Right. Most of these numbers thrown up are based on the one shield scenario.
And in some cases they're based on a lead matchup in which you complete the lead matchup and don't switch.
Right.
So you want to take some of these with a grain of salt. But
it also runs the fact that they assumably always block the first attack.
Yes. So Lucario is a very weird choice in this instance. Something that I would use and I would be happy to use if I felt more confident in its overall performance. Maybe I just need to run some practice battles ahead of and actually see if Lucario is right for me.
And the one thing you'd have to cater team around to support it.
Absolutely. The one thing to look at Lucario is that I'm slightly confused at, and Jesse, maybe you're going to be able to explain this for me. Lucario's charge move, of course it's going to use counter because Bullet Punch is not good and it doesn't allow it to be played as a fighter. Its charge moves are, as preference, close combat at almost 50%, Shadow Ball at 20%, Aura Sphere at 10%, Flash Cannon at 10%, and a Power-Up Punch at 8.5%. Now, the go-to Lucario for a very long time was Power-Up Punch Shadow Ball. And even with Aura Sphere is a fantastic move and something that I would immediately switch out Power-Up Punch for, because Aura Sphere plays similar to a Body Slam, am I correct?
No.
What does it play more as? What is it?
Shadow Ball.
Shadow Ball. So, which is pretty darn reasonable, and you can get to a Shadow Ball.
Here's the problem with Lucario.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't live long enough to benefit from Power-Up Punch, and it only gets to fire off one of those charge moves in its lifetime.
And so is that why close combat does more damage?
You bring in Lucario as lead, you quickly drop close combat. Do they shield it? No, they die. If they do, you swap it out, bring it back later, rinse and repeat.
Okay.
It's essentially playing like what Primeape was in this last month's cup.
Oh, speaking of fighters, Primeape isn't in this
banned.
meta. Yeah. Yeah, I questioned as to why close combat was the top charge move in this instance.
Lucario benefits its fighting move from counter. Other than that, you're just dropping a nuke move.
Mm-hmm. my other sort of question is just why is Lucario this high ranked when, in my experience, it's very glassy. It has a lot of weaknesses, and as a counter user, it performs well, but I don't think it performs well enough. So it's very weird. I think, honestly,
Counter
it might just
hurts, fire, ground, and fighting bad.
Yes, very bad. Like absolutely detrimental. I shiver to think that all of the normal fighters, all of the reasonable performing fighters just don't exist in this meta to the point where Lucario is the top ranked fighter.
Just because it punches so quick and so hard.
Just because it has
run the battle sim with it versus Snorlax.
Let's see. We are looking at this is in single, and we're gonna go Snorlax, Lick, Body Slam.
I believe it's
Superpower.
literally like 15 counters kills it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is with Power Up Punch though. So if we switch out Power Up Punch for, say, close combat,
it's gonna shield it, but that again, you know.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Takes 13.
Okay, 13.
And it does have to shield the first Body Slam. It does get till about a third health because of Lick.
Yeah.
But
against the wall like Snorlax, that's still pretty good.
That's I guess impressive. I don't know. I just can't get behind Lucario as much.
Honestly, it's not going to be a pick for me for this cup because we know how good Talonflame is. And that is such a looming threat.
Yeah. That is a hardcore counter to Lucario. Let's see. Where else do we go here?
One that I think I was surprised you didn't mention is Flygon. I think that's going to be a really good pick for this cup.
Flygon is weird.
Flygon is speed.
Rank 2. Let's see. It's in what? Green and black. So if you're not picking Snorlax, Flygon is a great option here in the green and black category.
It is so aggressive.
I mean, it is incredibly spammy. The Dragon Claw spam is absolutely bonkers. It looks like they're referring to Stone Edge over Earth Power. Jamar, if I take Lucario, I can't take Quagsire. I've heard Quagsire has some great matchups in this. So
yeah.
I mean, without Swampert, if you're looking at a Mudboy, Quagsire is an option. Lucario in the blue category, there are some better coverage options and better performers, I would say. So it's again,
one of the blue ones I'm kind of eyeing too is Regice.
Yes. That's a weird...
That is a straight nuker with lock on.
That's a weird one.
Blizzard.
Yeah.
And then Focus Blast.
No, you're gonna run Focus Blast on it? Ugh.
It's so gross.
That's all right. All right. If you got him. Yes, Flygon being incredibly weak to ice, your Regice is a great what's it called? A great dissuader of using Flygon. If someone has Flygon on their team and then looks and is like, "Oh, they have a Regice. I don't want that."
Imagine Regice in the back.
Oh yeah. Don't want. Don't want. This is not an acceptable.
The only reason I'm saying this is because I might have got a pretty good for the weekend.
Good for you. Good for you.
I heard the announcement for the cup and I was like, Can
I get some trades lined up here? I just don't. There's too much stuff going on here. There's a lot of stuff going on here, and I just don't know where to go.
Team building is not going to be easy this cup.
No.
But one thing I would like to point out is don't overthink it.
Don't overthink it?
Pick things that you're comfortable with. Pick things that you know have synergy.
Yeah,
there's not, at a first glance, granted we're only 2 days into the announcement, I don't think there's. I mean, obviously, like PvP Steve here is saying, counters are going to be a core pick for a lot of these things. But I think players should focus more openly on things you already have that are powered up and moved, making sure you have a unique, versatile arrangement of Pokemon at your disposal, and remembering you pick 3, place, or sorry, let me rephrase that. Pick 6, play 3. At any given time in a match, it's pick 6, play 3.
Okay, an update to the cast form weather event. A tweet from Kelvin at Kelvin91, who has been, I don't know, posts news and updates about the game usually pretty quick, and I'm not sure if they're a
APAC player.
No, I'm not sure if they're one of the data miner kinds of people, but they usually come out with some great details. Shiny Rainy cast form is available, but only with rain weather. You can get this shiny without rain weather only through timed research and or event field tasks. So if you don't live in rainy weather, you better start grinding those event tasks.
Huh.
That's not ideal.
I'm sure that'll get modified before it hits us.
Maybe.
But then again, we have extended forecast of rain for the next 5 days, so.
Yeah.
Interesting tidbit.
Yes.
What's up, DeFi?
Yeah, this meta is just gonna be. I'm gonna have the worst time trying to build a team here. Just the
I think we should
worst.
have an episode or an extra sit down and have an open Discord and invite people to come strategize and team build.
Next Tuesday.
Maybe.
It's the.
I think this is a great opportunity for the community to come together. You know, because one of the big things that people really enjoy about Sylph is the camaraderie and being able to hang out with each other. And I think because we're still in the pandemic and only able to play remotely, I think this is a great cup for people to sit down and take notes from each other. I mean, granted, just because I have a really good something like Regice doesn't mean you do.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, as I was looking at this infographic and thinking about what available is here, my availability for ice types is very poor.
Yeah.
As we've talked about in previous episodes with previous metas where ice type is very, very prevalent. My availability for ice types is very bad. So it's.
But I think sitting down together and coaching each other, being like, okay, well, what's one Pokemon you really like that you want to use? Like, for example, let's say you want to do Lucario. You're afraid to run Lucario right now based on what you're seeing. Maybe we can sit down and work something out where we can see, okay, well, if you decide to run Lucario, obviously you're going to want to support it with a water or something equivalent because you're already getting rid of your blue pick with Lucario. That's going to really limit your water types. But if we scroll down a little bit, I think in the pink section, Slowbro is an option. And that is something that would be one of few Lucario's weaknesses. But I think this is just a great cup that people should approach with an open mind. And there's your comment.
There it is. I scrolled through to try and find the right freeze frame for to show on the stream. If you're an audio listener, if you want to go to the video podcast, it'll be up on YouTube, or you can check the Twitch VOD. I wanted to find the right freeze frame from the PvP Steve video. I also didn't want to make a comment in the episode until somebody had seen it in the Twitch chat. So, this meta, it's just gonna baffle me. I have a hard enough time with team building and getting the right teams in a lot of metas anyway. That this one is going to really play with me a lot.
This one's going to test your strength as a trainer.
Yeah. I think, honestly, with Snorlax being as good as it is, I've got a pretty reasonably IV'd one for Great League that I don't think is fully built, and I would love to use this as an excuse to build up that Snorlax and put a team around it. So
So there's an example of you have one you want to try out.
Mhm.
Let's build support around it.
Yeah, and then the question is, okay, if I then want to start with Snorlax, if I don't want to use Lucario, am I running Blaziken or Sudowoodo as my counter user, and then how do I build around that? I'll have 4 slots to play around with.
Yeah.
So
I think this is something that you should connect with other people and other friends and work this out.
Yep, I think we don't have anything planned for next Tuesday, so I think that would be kind of a cool community
Just a hangout session.
Yeah, get some peeps together,
Scratch each other's brains, pick each other's brains.
pick each other's brains, scratch each other's backs is that's a whole other.
Another context.
Stuff. Yeah.
Ooh, Golurk.
I'm also very curious to see what else was removed here from the whitelist. If Samurot's gone, what else is gone here? What
You're
other?
still gonna make that tweet?
Yes. Remind me when we wrap up here. I will tweet at Sylph and see. I will ask them like you doing Samurott dirty here? Question mark. Because actually, let me go to
JMR coming with the Pidgey. Man, that's been performing so well for you in the last couple seasons of GBL. I'm excited to see it.
Let's see if we're going to go to general rankings, and we're going to go Samurott. Let's see. Fury Cutter, Waterfall, Mega Horn, Hydro Pump, Blizzard. Its moveset doesn't make me think it's broken. Let's see. Resists Water, Steel, Ice, Fire. It is a...
I was going to rule out what if they throw it as Maze community Pokemon, but that's a month away.
Yeah,
Plus, it would be Tepig before it would be Oshawott.
Yeah, let's see. It's a straight water with a high attack stat and a high stamina and a low defense. So overall, it's not built right. So let's see, and then
it's an interesting band. We'll just have to ask them.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see because it's just overall just a mediocre performer, and for them to ban it.
I wonder if it's just because Fury Cutter generates energy too quickly. No, because even then, Lock-On's faster.
Let's see. I do
and
want to
Regice is open.
Duat still has a high attack stat.
Duat has a really good move set. That's a lot better
Fury
than what
Cutter, Water Gun,
the other one was.
Aqua Tail, Water Pulse, X Scissor. Some coverage. Advanced, you're looking at a level 33 with a 8-15-13 default. Let's go to maximize 0-15-15, 1500 exactly, an attack stat of 122, a defense stat of 100.5, and a stamina of 150.
Pretty good for base water.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. Weird.
Maybe it just doesn't perform well enough that low, so they didn't put it on the list.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Samurot's going to be a lot like Superior.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be a lot like but in the case of it's going to be worse than Superior. Because its stats are just going to be a little bit less good, little bit less ideal for Pokemon Go's rendition of the battle mechanics, and then it's a straight water type with not incredibly interesting coverage moves. So
and there's a lot of Pokemon that because Shadow also isn't available, I had to look at my teams today and was like, oh, I can't use that because it's Shadow.
Yes.
Like my Hitmonchan. I love my Shadow Hitmonchan. And I was like, oh, wait, Shadows are banned. Crap.
All right. Do you want to go into our community question?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Split. All right, we're moving on to our community question, which is what 6 Sinnoh Pokemon, what are the 6 Sinnoh Pokemon that you're using to face the champion? What is the team that will grace the Hall of Fame? We have the one and only response on Twitter Dolphin at DolphDog93 with Infernape, Bastiodon, Gastrodon, Rodom, Lawnmower Form, Baneri, and Frostlass. Let's go over to our responses on our Discord. Let's see, make sure I get the right... Make sure I get all of the responses.
You don't want to get
here.
all that banter in between.
I'm just making sure that their answers aren't split amongst the few. I think the only one we have here is Winston the Champ, and we have a team of 6 of Torterra, Luxray, Bastiodon, Garchomp, Toxicroak, and Abomasnow. So we're running, let's see, double ice, and that's the only doubles. Or double grass, I apologize. Double grass, double ground, because you're running Garchomp and Torterra. So that's a solid, I would say a solid team build. Toxicroak allows for a lot of good coverage, as we know in Pokemon Go. Abomasnow also can have some great coverage there too. Bastiodon's going to be a solid performer. And Luxray is actually going to benefit from being in a main series game because Luxray just doesn't perform in Pokemon Go. Neither does Torterra, but, you know, to each their own. Jesse, do you mind if
scroll down a bit? You got my answer too.
Your answer is above. Rocket, do you want to talk about your...
So my original team from when I first played Diamond and Pearl was Torterra, Rotom Wash, Snorlax, because you could get a Munchlax, Garchomp, Honchkrow, and Lucario. If we're talking about remake or post-Fairy, I would swap Honchkrow for Togekiss.
Ooh, that'll be a really interesting one.
But because Togekiss was only flying normal when it came out, I went with Honchkrow.
Yeah, that's going to change up the dynamic of the remakes. Because those games are going to come out with fairy types eligible.
Yep.
Interesting. I pulled up my original Pokemon Pearl game because I thought,
you gotta show our video listeners the visual.
I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have a really cool team for my first Hall of Fame entry. It's not. It's I believe Uxie. It was Uxie, Azelf, Palkia, Empoleon, Lucario, and a level 50-something Azurill. So I don't know what I was smoking as a kid, but I won.
Look at that date, November 26, 2007.
It actually came out, I think, around September of 2007. So I played the game. I beat the game considerably behind.
We were joking about that Azurill. That Azurill had to be really swole.
Let me pull up the exact level because I posted it in the chat here.
D5 posted an answer to your question as well. They said Torterra, Lopunny, Luxray, Garchomp, Togekiss, and their favorite Pokemon being Lopunny. I remember getting a Lopunny from my sister because our whole family played, and I still have it somewhere, but she was able to hatch me a perfect shiny. And she nicknamed it Bubblegum.
So that Azurill is a level 65 Azurill.
Jesus.
I imagine it was me trying to power level it because I had no idea how it evolved.
Oh, that makes sense.
Maybe, but I don't remember.
It came into the league on your shoulder, right?
Yeah, I imagine it did absolutely nothing and it stayed in the back.
I kind of want to draw a picture of like you with Azurill on your shoulder and he's wearing your hat.
No, I imagine it's me and a bunch of legendaries, and I'm just bringing Azurill in like the little red wagon behind me.
Palkia's pulling it.
I just imagine I'm just like walking through the arenas for the Elite Four, and it's just me pulling the little red wagon, and it's the legendaries are like looming, and then the Elite Four are like, what do you got there in the little red wagon? You just hear Azurill.
and it's like soulless
yeah,
now.
no, and it's just hanging out with like the EXP share next to it, and it's like, and I never use it. It just stays with me.
Man.
I did put together a version of my own. If I were to go back through the games currently.
Okay.
So of course I'm going to stick with my Empoleon, that water steel. Staraptor is one of my all-time favorites, so we're going with Staraptor. Lucario, because it's not going to be absolute butt cheeks in the main series games. We're going with Cherim, because I've had a lot of fun running Cherim in GBL or in Pokemon Go. Same thing with Drifblim. And then Hippowdon has some great coverage. And then as a ground, it's going to allow me to round out my team here. So
not to mention it's bulky too.
Oh, yeah. So I'm running, let's see, double flying, double steel. But I have some good counters to the fighters with the double flying. I've got some reasonable counters to the fire with Hippowdon and Empoleon. And I think that was about it. The electric I don't have to worry too much about because I've got Hippowdon. Or actually, I do have to worry a bit about the electric. But Cherim and Hippowdon can do some work there. So,
Ice could give you some problem too.
Yes. Lucario's going to help out there. Empoleon's going to be some neutral.
Yeah.
Actually, yes. Ice is a big problem. Although Cherim could get the... Weather Ball changes with the different.
Well, it has to be sunny for it to be sunny.
So
anyway.
yeah, that would be a little bit of a nuisance. So I threw this together right before the podcast, so it's a
not
solid
a bad team though.
Yeah, it's a solid team. So, alrighty. So then, what are we doing for our community question for this episode? It was.
Talking about May.
Right, the May Community Day. This community question is going to be what are your hopes for May Community Day? Is that correct?
Yeah, if we stick to the starter, what I think we wanted to make it a little more spicier than just what would you like to see?
What
Pokemon do you think will not be a community day next month?
What's the most bonkers one?
Like, honestly, I told Steven and a couple of our friends before they announced, or shortly after they announced Snivy Community Day, that I was quietly hoping it would be Lotad Community Day.
Lotad Community Day would be cool. Let's see.
I'd love to see Ludicolo get a new featured move, whether it be something like Bubble Beam or even Frenzy Plant, just to be super spicy.
I don't know if we would get 2 grasses in a row, but Hoppip doesn't have its shiny out. That might be interesting.
Yeah. So the community question is more or less for May. If we go back to starter, what wild pick for a community day would you like to see?
Give me Surskit. Do it.
Surskit Community Day.
Do it. No one else will like it, but I will love it.
What about Aaron?
It would probably happen. Although we still don't have the Mega, so I don't know. Wait, Landorus is it Landorus? No, what's the one? Therian form me. What is it called?
The one that's out right now, Thundurus or Tornadus?
No, what's the one that isn't announced yet?
Landorus.
And that's flying ground?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then, we could get a ground-based event, but Aggron, the Aeron line is a steel rock, so it's wouldn't quite attach.
Yeah.
Unless they're being
But there's
more
definitely a
generous
lot
with
of
the types.
Pokemon that still have options to be community days that we haven't had.
Yeah.
We joked about CDOT forever and a day, and then it happened.
It happened. The glorious
we could get
nut.
Spiel.
A Togetic community day from Battle Ram.
It'd be so nice if they took it out of eggs for once.
We are getting close to Easter. Easter is, I think, DeFi with Whismer. Yes! Yes!
Do yourself a favor. Look at Whismer's shiny. It's actually kind of cool.
We are in that.
There's the Whisper.
The Whismer butthole, of course. Let's see. Whismer is the W. We're gonna scroll down. Whismer.
Shout out to Alf.
Green flaps.
Alf and deal.
Green flaps, and then the X-Bloud is purple.
It's not as impressive,
No.
but
yeah, I don't even know. I think we've talked about it at some point, X-Bloud at Community Day, and giving it, I have no idea what Pokemon or what move. So
one of the ones that's been talked about is Boom Burst, which is actually a signature move of X-Bloud and Noivern.
Noivern isn't Seismitoad or no?
Yep.
Okay.
Seismitoad gets it as well.
It's a normal type move, right?
Yeah. If it correlates from what the games are, it could be a Body Slam clone, or it could be something along the lines of a huge explosive Shadow Ball clone.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, as a normal type move, I just don't know. It really has to
if it gave an option to be like 100% defense debuff, I think that would be pretty cool.
That would be wild.
A 2-stage defense debuff. Oof.
Trying to think of anything else that would be like uber spicy. Like the Gibble and Dino would be the like guarantee. Like of course those like people would freak for those. Trying to think of something weird.
I mean, we still have a few Gen 1s that haven't had anything featured.
No, Gen 1, the entire shiny is... Well, the entire list of shinies are out, but something that hasn't been featured in a community day, sure.
No.
Horsey would be cool.
Poliwag would be an awesome one.
Horsey would be cool. Poliwag would be interesting. I think a lot of people would be disappointed, but I think realistically we've still seen... we've seen rerun shinies that, you know, people just need to, you know, take a deep breath and understand that it's just going to happen at this point.
Yeah.
The Eevee Community Day rerun would be cool. Would be really cool.
I feel like they need to save that for summer.
Yeah. I'd be really curious to see if we get another starter Pokemon. If Charmander got a rerun, what else could potentially get a rerun from starters? Because I don't think... We'd already got the move change for Trico. For Sceptile having the dragon type secondary typing. Trying to think of what
Blaziken and Swampert don't change types. They stay the same.
Yeah. Nothing else really gets a mega that's really going to benefit from the additional.
Aggron.
Right, but it doesn't change types, does it?
Slowpoke Community Day.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Slowpoke shiny is out, right?
Yeah.
But I still think we see a paid event for Galarian Slowpoke at some point.
Yeah.
It's bound to happen.
Yeah, I'd be down for a Horsey Community Day. I'd be down. Yeah. Hoppip I'm not really excited for, but you know, it's
I'd be curious to see
discount what is it? Tropius.
I'd be curious to see a Larvitar rerun. I don't know what you would give it.
Yeah, that's true.
Give it something wacky like counter.
It can learn the different fangs.
Oh, I don't think those would be community day moves. But
yeah, it's already got a fast community day move.
Yeah. I'd give it counter. Just give it.
Give it outrage. Gross.
Oh. All right. So I think that is an episode. We are hitting the hour and 43 mark. That's solid. Alrighty, if you want to get in touch with us, Twitter at battle_science. Let me actually hit the split button because we're going into the outro here. Twitter at battle_science. If you want to reach out to us there, react or comment with your answer to the community question, go ahead and hit us up there. I'll actually post a tweet here this evening and put it there. Let's see, Twitter, youtube.com/really long link. Go check out. We have, I think, 15. We've got a handful now, 15, 20 subscribers now. We are on our way to the 100 so that we can get youtube.com/battlescience. Thank you for those of you who have subscribed so far. We are still hoping to get to that 100. I think fingers crossed by the end of the calendar year of 2021. Oh, Patreon.com/BattleScience if you want to back us and help support the Battle Science podcast as we run through with technical upgrades and the Podbean cost. Battlescience.podbean.com if you want to check out the homepage of Battle Science. Also catch us on Patreon. Catch us on podcast services around the globe. Next episode, I will probably have stuff written down so it'll be a little bit more concise. That it's been something in the back of my head that I have wanted to do here for a little while. Discord, join us in the Discord. There's no cost or hurdle to jump through other than clicking the buttons and coming in and saying hi. We've got raid lobbies going on. We actually have some chats here recently. No, a couple days ago. Today.
We'll also be hosting a the Cup.
Yes, the Prismatic Cup. Prisms.
Pretty colors.
Pretty colors. The Pretty Colors Cup. Let's see. What else am I missing? Am I missing anything else? YouTube, Patreon, Twitter. Email us at battlescience.podcast@gmail.com if you'd like. Still haven't gotten an email from anybody. We'll find out if and when somebody emails us. It's like a real listener with like a potential question or something in the future. But right now we are in the present, and presently we are wrapping up the show. Jesse, thank you for, as always, for joining me here for making this content. That's it. All right. We'll catch you guys out there on the battlefield.
Pew.